12 Days of Human Factors, presented by Ursula Triplett from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Lack of communication. Without effective communication, the aircraft maintenance technician cannot know the status of repairs. To increase accuracy, the use of worksheets and logbooks is vital. There also must be communication between all parties involved with the aircraft. It is important for an aircraft maintenance technician to remain focused while performing tasks. This can be especially difficult if there is a mental or physical distraction that occurs during the performance of a task. Some distractions are, but not limited to, being asked questions by another technician, being called to a supervisor's office, thinking about vacation, and anything that takes your mind off the task. You cannot always stop yourself from being distracted. However, there are things you can do to avoid errors. Keep an organized work area and record all activity as it is performed. Lack of resources. An aircraft maintenance technician should never attempt to repair an aircraft without the proper parts, resources, guidelines, and manuals. Aircraft should not be repaired without the proper equipment. When resources are used, they should be tracked so that timely restocking can be made. Stress. Stress is a component of everyone's life. It is basically how one deals with stress that affects the quality of work that is performed. Healthy habits can help reduce stress. Ways to mitigate stress levels are to exercise, meditate, take breaks, talk to someone, and to recognize when stress is affecting one's work. Complacency can occur because of boredom with a repetitive task. The sameness equates to lack of motivation, laziness, and being okay with the status quo. There is no reason to succeed because you are comfortable and a change sounds fearsome. These poor attitudes and beliefs keep your mind swept up in a vortex of self-doubt, fear, and mediocrity. To think that average is good and that the mentality that everyone deserves a trophy, this further drives home the very definition of complacency. You can battle this constant threat by staying vigilant, educated, and motivated. Lack of teamwork. The majority of AMTs will be working in teams. In order to efficiently and accurately complete all assigned tasks, the group must work together cohesively. All questions regarding the performance of the task should be answered to everyone's satisfaction. Safety briefings should be held prior to commencement on any project, and protocols should be followed for team safety and well-being. Pressure. Because aircraft in use are the moneymakers, aircraft on the ground have no profitability for their owners. Because of this, an aircraft maintenance technician might feel pressure to speed up work and possibly cut corners. This is never an option. This is an artificial pressure. Safety should always be the number one priority for an aircraft maintenance technician. Never sign off on something that has not been thoroughly inspected or properly maintained. Lack of awareness. Working in isolation and only considering one's own responsibilities can lead to tunnel vision, a partial view, and a lack of awareness of the effect our actions can have on others and the wider task. Such a lack of awareness may also result from other human factors such as stress, fatigue, pressure, and distraction. It is important to build experience throughout our careers, especially concerning the roles and responsibilities of those we work with and our own place in the wider team. Developing our foresight is essential in preempting the effects our actions may have on others. This is an attitude of professionalism and involves constant questioning. What if? Asking others to check our work and challenge our decisions is useful in gaining the relevant experience and expanding our awareness. Vigilance is closely related to situational awareness, and workplace procedures such as scanning, two-way communication, and use of checklists will help to maintain vigilance. Lack of knowledge. Because of the complexity of aircraft, there is a vast amount of knowledge that must be absorbed prior to gaining certification, but the learning does not end here. Different aircraft have different specifications. Before working on a specific aircraft, you must be sure to understand the specifications and requirements peculiar to that aircraft. Never attempt to perform a task you are unfamiliar with. Do not be afraid to ask for assistance. Always use current manuals. Fatigue. There are two types of fatigue, physical and emotional. Fatigue is the feeling of being physically exhausted or emotionally drained. No matter the cause, it needs to be recognized. Sometimes people are not aware of their exhaustion and need a coworker to point it out. Taking preventative measures is the best way to combat fatigue. Get proper rest, eat right, limit alcohol consumption, exercise, and do not rely on medications to keep you awake. Lack of assertiveness.
Just terrific. Thanks, everybody. Really, I really appreciate it. It's very special.
Now, Milton, don't be greedy. Let's pass it along and make sure everyone gets a piece.
Okay, but last time I didn't receive a piece, and I was told that
Just
I could have
pass.
it. Okay. But this, if there's, I can see the cake. There's lots of cake, but there's many people. They raise you up. People to cake is too many. Many people. The piece of cake. Good festival on time.
As you did see in the video, Milton once again does not get any cake because he is not assertive. There are quite a number of aircraft fatalities that have been attributed to the lack of assertiveness of the flight crew. As an airline maintenance technician, it is your responsibility to speak up and maintain open dialogue. Norms. It's the way we do things around here. You might hear being said in maintenance facilities. The mere fact that anything is perceived as normal does not necessarily mean that it is up to standard. It is your duty to maintain standards at all times. These are 12 distinct human factors that can contribute to airline maintenance technician error. It is important to note that these factors are usually found in combination.